financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is D&B, not as Dun & Bradstreet, but as disabled and broke. Good morning, Brian Small.
Good morning, Ken. That's an interesting way to start the morning, disabled and broke.
Good morning, Jeffrey Kirshner.
Hi, Ken. Nice to see you.
You like the idea of disabled? The word.
Well, I don't like people being disabled, but that's
He
what
likes
I do.
helping people that have become
If
disabled.
nobody was disabled, what would you do?
I would find another line of work.
There you go. Pat Simasco.
I'm so excited to be here because I've done this a long time as an elder law attorney, and I know enough about Social Security to be dangerous. And I know you never like two good-looking people on the same program, and I'm filling in for Jeff. So I'm going to learn a lot, and I got a bunch of questions. I hope you got your
Wait,
thinking
are you
cap on.
suggesting that Jeff is actually not good looking?
He is. He
Specify
is, that's
Jeff
the point.
Linden.
Yeah, I'm just horrible looking, so I figured that we can.
Can I
How
just
do I
so who are the two-
unring this belt?
yeah.
How do I unring
Sorry,
this belt?
you know what? The hole you dug is just big enough for you to crawl into.
Just
and
dump it
cover
on
it
top.
I have to bring up something though that's really throwing me off right now. This is really serious here. Take a look at Brian Small.
He has a sport coat on,
Take a look at Pat Simasco.
Yeah.
sweatshirt.
What's going
That's
on
what
here?
Jeff said the same thing. Yeah, yeah. You know why? Because it's right after the holidays and life's good and what the heck.
I accept it.
Well,
I'm
Brian doesn't typically wear a sport coat, if I'm correct.
No, I
Okay.
don't like them.
Because you got them working.
that's all.
I happen to, particularly I always like a sport coat, and the simple reason is I like pockets. I like a pocket for my wallet, a pocket for my cell phone, and if not, you're jamming the cell phone into your slacks, and I don't like doing that, and I won't wear a clip.
Yeah, I used to have a phone clip.
You got rid of that?
It was no. I did not get rid of it. My wife got rid of it.
Good
She
for
said-
her.
She said,
Good for
you
her."
are done wearing that. I will not be seen in public with you.
I
wearing
didn't realize that you stopped wearing it, because
Yeah.
whenever I see one, I still think of you.
Yep,
Because you used to make that little snap when
Yep.
you put it in there.
And
There's
she
this
was-
holster.
She specifically got rid of it and said she will never be seen in public with
Those
me
of
again.
you who are watching the show that still use the clip, it's your choice.
Yep. Not my wife's choice, though, apparently.
All right, so anything new in disability?
Well,
Disorder
good
advice,
things,
before we get to
actually.
the case study.
Yes, so a couple things. The most significant thing for the calendar year of 2023 is substantial gainful activity, SGA. That's the amount of money you can earn and not be disqualified from getting Social Security disability. For 2022, it was $13.50 a month. So as long as you worked but earned less than $13.50, you could still work part-time, earn up to $13.50, and still continue to get your Social Security disability, not having it be coordinated or be counted against you in terms of whether or not you're disabled. It has now increased for this year. It is up to $14.70 a month now.
Is that because of the bump in
Correct. It happens with the COLA increase and
COLA.
all.
So that's a monthly 14.70.
So it's monthly
So we always look at
$14.70.
a yearly benefit around 14, 15 grand you can't make without losing your benefits.
So this is now up to
So it's
close
now
to 18.
it's now more. So
So that's the same number that we're talking about.
correct. So now it's increased to $14.70, which is a good thing to allow people to work, and they want to encourage people to work.
They need that income.
It's
over and
amusing,
above
though,
the
if you think about
the
it.
benefit.
You're receiving Social Security or Social Security disability, and you're working, and you're paying Social Security out of the work.
It is,
So-
but you know what? They want to encourage people to work, and working is a good thing. And if you can work, you should work. And you know what? Social Security disability, it's an important benefit, but
You can't live off
it's
of it.
hard to live off of.
Yeah,
It's
you
very
can't-
hard.
you
And
need
so you
more
want to
than
give
that.
people the ability to try doing that. Not only that, you want to give people the ramp to earn more money, so over time they can earn more than that amount of money, and then earn a living, get off of Social Security disability.
So this is the fun thing. So Social Security cost of living increase, working cost of living goes up. Medicaid planning, when I first started, you could have $2,000 in the bank and your income, you're allowed $60 a month to live on. The rest would go to the nursing home. That was probably in 1994 I started. 40 years later,
I can say,
you can
isn't
have
it-
$2,000 in the
isn't it
bank.
exactly
and
the
$60.
same?
$60.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what that.
Well, but that's understandable on a certain level, because the goal, if the government is paying for all of your living expenses, they're providing you room, food, board, whatever, medication, etc., it doesn't strike me as being necessarily unreasonable.
Does it pay for your glasses that your person accidentally stole in the nursing home? Nope. Does it pay for your dentures? Does it pay for your hearing?
And how do you pay for those if you're not allowed to have any money?
No, you don't. You don't see what's on your plate, and you eat whatever they put in front of you because they will not pay.
It's probably a good thing.
And actually,
That's
Probably,
I didn't even
in
think
fact,
about
if you
that.
saw what was on the plate, then you would starve to death.
but actually,
Okay.
it's actually contrary to what you have to say. It's a very unconscionable amount of money. Social Security disability, it's irrelevant what you have. You get paid based on what you've paid into the system. You could have millions of dollars, you could have nothing, you're entitled to your Social Security disability. For supplemental security income, people who haven't worked enough, can't qualify for SSD, as an individual, they can only have $2,000 of assets. If they are married jointly as a couple, excluding a place to live in a car, you can only have $3,000. So imagine if you're single, you could only have $2,000. Once you exceed that amount, you're off of a supplemental security income.
Wait a minute, I thought that there was a program that on supplemental security income that you could have like $100,000 in the bank now. I don't remember, isn't there an additional change that just came out in the last few years?
There's some on Medicaid on that part of it. Here,
Oh, it's on Medicaid?
yeah. So this is why I drove way the heck over here today to talk to you.
Not just to see me?
To ask you
We're
this
coming up to
question.
break, so introduce the issue, then we'll cover it after
A
the
mom
break.
just passed away and she has 4 kids. One's got had Down syndrome his whole life. He's worked a little bit on job shops, and now he just inherited $30,000. What do we do? And now that was Pennsylvania. The brother was the executor of the will. He's talked to. I'm his probably 7th lawyer that he talked to. That's
So the
topic.
question is,
What do
the
we do?
child that has Down syndrome that inherited the $40,000, what do we do about that
And he's
situation?
on SSI, which
Well,
is not allowed to
no. This is
We'll
my
take-
question, not yours.
We'll take a break, we'll come back, and we'll analyze that issue.
Yeah.
It's a new year, full of hope. With hope comes the reminder that you need to protect your future and the future of your loved ones. THAV GROSS is holding a free estate planning seminar February 8th in our offices in Bingham Farms. We will discuss the importance of having a will, a trust, and powers of attorney. And yes, it's absolutely free. You need to protect yourself and avoid the probate of your assets when you pass away. To sign up, call us today at 888-235-HELP or sign up at thavgross.com.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
We were just spinning. We just didn't know what was going to happen next.
At Samasco Law, we deal with these issues every day, especially elder law. Pat went to work for Fran.
Patrick was there holding my hand, kept saying, "We'll get through this, we'll get through this."
He got her husband Medicaid and in a nursing home. Samasco Law got the success they deserved.
Samasco Law is definitely family to me. I really appreciate knowing all of you.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so we're back. So here's the scenario. Mom passes away. She had 4 kids. One of the children had Down syndrome.
Right.
He's inherited $30,000. What's the issue?
Wait,
What's the
just
problem?
straight up inherited?
Yeah.
So shouldn't a mom have done a special needs
Well,
trust?
hang on. That's the point. That's the big question is, and again, I'm probably the 7th lawyer. They brought son from Pennsylvania to Michigan.
Is son collecting Social Security disability?
He's collecting Social Security, and who the hell knows which type of Social Security? Nobody knows. Every lawyer says once you collect the money, he's under age 65, he automatically has to do a special needs trust where he creates the trust to protect the money. And Social Security is called a first party self-funded special needs trust, which means whatever he doesn't spend, he can keep the benefit. You have to go to probate court to get assistance to set it up. He dies, whatever's in the trust goes to the state of Michigan to reimburse them for all the Medicaid benefits.
So wait, he can inherit the money and not give it right up?
As long as he's under 65. But you have to jump through so many hoops.
He's going to spend more than that.
Well,
in the first
hopefully.
place.
We
So
had one
even
that
if
they
he-
lost $200,000.
If he got the $30,000, it still goes into that special needs trust, and then when he dies, it goes to the state along
if there's money, if it's that type of trust. But if he's on the other type of Social Security, it doesn't matter how much money he has. So here's a young guy, Down syndrome. All the lawyers he's talked to says, well, we need a special needs trust. We need the one to protect it from the, we need a self-funded. He can't have this money. And I'm going, well, do you have to report? Because on SSI, you have to report to the state.
So again, you have to, and what's critical, not only if you get things in writing, my recommendation is actually calling your local office. You call the 800 number, although you're going to wait even longer on that number to all the prompts. Make certain that it's Social Security disability as opposed to supplemental
and that's
security
the thing.
income.
And the smarter thing is we're going to post on the screen Jeff's cell phone number because he'll get back to you in about 5 minutes.
Yes, that's true.
And he did that for me,
the
so we
question,
don't have to do that.
Could it also
right.
be, Down syndrome, but he could have
He
been
worked.
working.
He did
And he
work.
could have had Social Security income. So you could have Social Security income, Social Security disability, or supplemental.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's Social Security income only if he's over 62 and he's converted, over 66.
well, you could get Social Security disability benefits,
Right,
though,
which what he was getting.
What we're talking about.
So,
But
but
we want
wait.
to make certain that, that it's SSD, Social Security disability, because if it's SSI, supplemental security income, once he exceeds that $2,000 threshold, he's out of Social
So the
Security.
answer
We wanna
is call
protect-
Jeff
Well,
in that
wait,
situation.
here's the question. If he's inheriting $30,000, he's automatically exceeding the $2,000 threshold.
If it's SSI, correct.
If it's SSI, does the special needs trust, the first party special needs trust, allow him to continue to
Yes.
collect SSI
Yes.
and keep the 30?
Yes.
That's the first question.
Yeah.
Second question, if he declines his inheritance,
It's
is he
divestment.
yeah, is he in? Oh, it's a divestment.
It's divestment.
So he's not entitled. He
Yeah.
still
He can't-
loses
he
his
can't
SSI.
do
Yeah, so now I'm going to get back to Brian's point. I shut him down on purpose because this is important to talk it in this concept. He doesn't have to put it in that special needs trust. But if you give a young kid like that who has some diminished capacity, 30 grand, how long is he going to have it for?
Not long.
The same period of time you give a young kid the money if he has full capacity.
Well,
it doesn't matter. Not very long.
Right.
They're going to blow it no matter what.
No matter what. So that's where you need to get to. When you have kids that have special needs, whether on Social Security disability, SSI, drug addict, alcoholic, spendthrift, fifth spouse, mom and dad need to do a special trust, a special needs trust that mom and dad can control how it's spent and who gets
Well,
it.
a special needs trust would be necessary for somebody receiving governmental benefits. A spendthrift trust with discretionary powers would be necessary for somebody who isn't receiving
Well,
benefits.
that's the thing. You have needs, and you need to do one for the SSI. You want to do one because you don't want them to blow the money. And that's the old joke. You ask the guy, hey, what happened with your inheritance? You got $500,000. He says, well, I spent the first $500,000 on hookers and booze, and the rest I wasted. So you don't want to waste.
Exactly.
Different question, seeing as though we're bringing up SSI. So this big COLA bump that came, all right, so I'm waiting to 70 to collect Social Security. First question is, do I get the benefit of that bump? It doesn't go away. It's not just, so when I'm collecting at 70, I get that bump built into my...
So here's the answer. For Social Security, they don't care when you collect Social Security because it's all based on actuary, how long you're going to live. And it's not now how long you're going to live, it's everybody on the planet, everybody in the United States. At age 62 or age 70 doesn't matter because the break-even point is when you're 82. Everybody dies at 82, whether you're a man or woman.
On their numbers.
Yes. If you live past 82, it's way better to wait to collect. But when you have big cost of living increases, if you collected at 62, you're going to have it shortens the life expectancy when you have these big cost of living increases. So the 82 date of death drops to about 78.
The break-even number.
The break-even number. And we don't care when you're going to die, Ken. We're going to mourn you. We're going to feel horrible. Brian's going to move right to your
It's when
chair.
Bonnie dies?
It's when Bonnie dies.
Just
to explain it though to people that they may not understand,
I don't like that chair.
Is that taking Social Security,
I like my
when
chair.
you originally can at age 62, you can draw your regular Social Security, but at age 62, you take a 30% hit.
Right.
So, and the other one, and then we'll come and break and hit our case study a little bit, but the benefit is that there's this big bump, this 7% bump that everybody got. So my benefit that I'm not drawing has gone up 7%.
Right.
And it continues going up with the
cost of living
benefit that I
increase,
get
yeah.
from having waited to take.
Yeah.
So it's actually a compound benefit to me.
And because medical technology is there, you're going to live to 100. There's a $300,000 difference between collecting at age 70 and age 62 if you live to 100 years old. It's that big of a deal.
I only want to get to 98.
But that's part of the problems now with the mortality tables is they're out of date right now. They have to be
they're
revised.
Which goes to the advantage of holding off on collecting.
It's a new year, full of hope. With hope comes the reminder that you need to protect your future and the future of your loved ones. THAV GROSS is holding a free estate planning seminar February 8th in our offices in Bingham Farms. We will discuss the importance of having a will, a trust, and powers of attorney. And yes, it's absolutely free. You need to protect yourself and avoid the probate of your assets when you pass away. To sign up, call us today at 888-235-HELP or sign up at thavgross.com.
Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I was married for 57 years before my husband died.
Samasco Law had established a trust for them before this happened.
There's so much to do in the beginning, but after about a month, you're kind of alone.
We deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
If you continue to have good support and know that your finances and your estate is in order, that's one thing that's so comforting. just highly recommend some Masco Law.
Time for announcements. We've got free seminars coming up. February 8th, 6 to 7:30 p.m. Estate Planning for 2023. Key elements of an estate plan, what you need to know and address, how to avoid probate, how to protect your family. Attendees receive a gold certificate for $300 off of the cost of any estate plan. You want to sign up, thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or call 888-235-HELP. Then on March 8th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., how to make credit card debt go away. We're going to go over THAV GROSS's debt resolution program. This is not debt settlement. This is our special program that's a 24-month program designed to eliminate credit card debt. It's a solution without bankruptcy. We'll also talk about when bankruptcy is the right solution for you, how both systems work, how and why we can do it within 24 months, where everyone else says it's a 4-year program. Attendees receive a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Call 888-235-HELP, 888-235-HELP, or register online at thavgross.com or lawandreality.com. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. We still do them via tele or Zoom conference if you like, but by all means, we're doing them in office. This is the post-COVID world. Just call 888-235-HELP or go online and sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business law issues, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff. Again, just sign up lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Also, go to our website to get the free reports, Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by Jeff Linden and myself, Bankruptcy Is It Right for Me by Brian, How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure, Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan, and Pat's Retiree's Guide to Social Security. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Masco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
We're back. All right, so I've got a case study to do for Rick.
I got a better case study. How much time do we have on this segment?
We have 5 minutes. But how do you know your case study is
because
better?
it's every Rick and every Dick, and, Harry, Fred, George, Mary.
All right, we'll do yours.
And it's going to change Jeff's career as a disability lawyer. It's going to
for the better or for the worse?
For the better.
Let's hear
For
it.
the better.
Who's our person?
Because Rick, Fred, George, Mary, all those people, what's the average age would you say someone's getting disability?
The average age of someone getting disability has got to be in their 50s.
50s. And they all probably have parents.
I would say for the most part they do have at least one surviving parent.
And every one of those parents is afraid they might have to go in the nursing home.
Always.
30% of them are going to be in there with the average length of time 32 months.
All right, so we're worried about Rick's parent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rick, a lot of times, he's a good guy. He's worked. Now he can't work. Sometimes they're the outcast that lives out in the woods somewhere that you can't hardly find them. Because he's disabled, if mom is trying to protect her assets from the nursing home, hang on, Brian.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because I'm seeing the guy living out in the woods
it
next to your
matters.
woodshop.
Right,
It
so
matters because
Rick is disabled.
how long does it take to protect mom's money from the nursing home? Normally,
5 years.
5 years.
Well,
5
1
years.
week
Because the
if you go to
5-year look back.
Pensamasco.
No.
This is a
The
look back.
5-year look back. For every single person, you need 5 years to protect mom's money from the nursing home. She can have a house and how much money in the bank? $2,000. Mom's got 100
And a
grand, it's 50 grand, 500, $1,500,000. If her son Rick is on Social Security disability, I can protect it immediately from the nursing home.
Oh, even if mom is widowed.
Yes, a single person has a disabled child, whether it's 18 or 58 or 68, or they got disabled at age 58 and then they retired and now they're getting their retirement benefit, I can protect every dime of my money immediately.
Wait.
How?
If
Why?
mom's single, normally you can only protect what you call a half a loaf,
Yeah.
right? That's like $137,000.
Immediately.
But
I can
now you can
protect it
protect
immediately.
everything?
Yes.
How?
Mom was in a nursing home. We're going to apply for Medicaid because she has a disabled child. The mere fact that you have a disabled child and you put the money in the disabled child's name, it immediately protects it from mom's nursing home. And since he's on that type of disability, you know, it's not an asset-based
How do you have to
benefit.
qualify him for does he have to be qualified
You gotta
for
He's got to get on
disability?
disability first.
You
Every-
can't just say he's disabled?
No, you got to, and you have to have the Social Security, which is funny because mom gave a bunch of money to her son a week before he got the disability letter, and then we had to give it all back to
doesn't
mom.
count, right.
And then the other case, mom was in the nursing home. We're going to apply for Medicaid on Friday. We were going to put $330,000 in the disabled son's name on Wednesday. He died on Tuesday. We had a deceased child. We didn't have a disabled child. So you have to do it while the son is disabled. Or
Mom
daughter.
has 4 kids, one's disabled.
Yes.
You can move all the assets
Yes.
into the disabled
But what's
kids.
the chances of the other brothers and sisters enjoying that process?
Well, if you,
Zero.
can you then identify who the trustee is?
Well, what you do then, you create that irrevocable trust and you have the son roll it through the disabled son's name, and then they put it
But
into
that requires the cooperation of the disabled son.
he will. And even that kid that's living in the woods, that all of his brothers and sisters hate because they've been living off of mom and dad and he's been feeding them, or he's sort of a outcast, he wants to help protect mom and dad's money.
So can it just go through him, touch, like for one day, touches him, as soon as it touches him, that's it, and then you can do it. So it just has to be there one day, and then
It can be
roll the money.
distributed out from the irrevocable trust to the other people
Yeah.
at the disabled son's decision.
Yep. And guess no,
At the
not
trustee's
of
decision.
The good kid. The trustee is the hardworking kid that's taking care of mom and dad. The disabled son's living in the woods.
He doesn't have to use that money only for the disabled son.
Wow, that's
It
fantastic.
just has to go through the disabled son
I mean,
for
it's
one
not
day.
it's not fantastic
No.
that you have
No,
to have
but
a
it-
disabled
but it-
child, but it certainly is a benefit that if you have a disabled child, you can protect
So we
all
have,
of your
we
money
have
for
the
your
widow
children.
that needs the nursing home. First question is, do you happen to have a disabled child?
No, that's the first question I ask.
Right.
The first question Jeff asks for all of his disabled kids are, do you have a parent that you're afraid might have to go in the nursing home?
There you go.
That's why it's
And
going to
that
change
point-
his life. Because there's not one disability lawyer mailing a letter out to
They
that
would
kid
ever
saying,
ask.
hey, you know what? We can help you.
Great point. On that, it's a wrap. Pat, Jeff, Brian, have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.